Hi everyone, I'm Cheryl and welcome to the Sewing Room channel, and this is your tip of the week. If you've been going through your little bag of presser feed and other accessories that came with your sewing machine, I bet you have something like this in there and you're probably wondering what you use it for. Well, let me show you how to use them. If you're using spools of thread like this, I want you to look at one end. And at the end, there's this little slit. So when you first buy a spool of thread, the end of the thread is inside of there, and you have to pull it out to get started so that your machine can continue unwinding it. But often, people tell me that the thread gets jammed in here and breaks. So you want to take and put your spool of thread on your machine. Then you want to put this on the end. You want to make sure you select a disc that's wider than the diameter of your spool of thread. And what happens is, as the thread is being pulled through the machine, it's being pulled up and over this so it doesn't get caught in that little slit. Now you have a smaller one. You don't want to use this one on this size of thread spool because it's going to jam. This one is meant for really small spools of thread. Try it. In one of my Walmart shopping hauls, I showed you this fabric that I bought, and I mentioned that it looked a lot like cross-stitch fabric. Well, many of you responded, and I really do appreciate it. You all said it's monk's cloth. So I looked it up, and it is dated way back to the 15th century, and it was used for monks' habits, so they made their clothing out of it. Over the centuries, it has grown into rug making and blanket making, all types of things. So here is Aida cloth. And if you'll notice, it looks very similar when you get close up. And Aida cloth is used in cross stitch. So here's a sample of cross stitch. So Aida cloth, monk's cloth is also used for some embroidery work, and a lot of people make blankets out of it. Now, I don't know how to do that. I've never done it, but I do have a friend who does it, so I'm going to ask her how she goes about it. You can also find it in tea towels. This strip along here is a different texture than the rest. It looks a lot like the monk's cloth, a little bit larger design, and you can do embroidery and cross stitch on your tea towels across here. In the craft section in Walmart, they have these aprons. There's 3 in a package, and they're just plain aprons, and you can put designs on them. You can either, you could use fabric paint or cut out things or hand stitch, whatever you want on it. So if you're thinking about making aprons for the holiday season, I'm going to show you this. Over here, this is a fabric panel that I've shown before in one other of my videos. And I had a big response to this, by the way. But you can cut these out and apply them up here on your apron. Now, many of you asked me, where did I get this? This particular panel piece that I have, I bought a few years ago, and I'm not sure where I bought it from. But if you go to Etsy.com and enter Christmas ornament panel fabric, you will see these starting to pop up. And I saw at least 3 or 4 different designs, and I didn't scan through all of it. And you'll also see some other really nice holiday panel fabric in there. So this is another time-saving idea by cutting some of these out and putting it on without having to make the whole apron. I made this set last year, and it started out as kitchen towels, and I think I bought them at Walmart, but it was over a year ago. So if you're thinking about making something for the kitchen for yourself or as a gift, consider towels, because a lot of them have really nice ideas on it. On this particular towel, it actually had the same design at each end. So I cut one of the towels up and was able to make a oven mitt and a pot holder. The leftover piece for here, I was able to make this kitchen towel. Now it's just one end of it. That's all you get. You're not getting that. And this hooks up over one of your drawer handles or over your dishwasher handle, and you just hang it right there. So sometimes you can get some really unique looking gifts you can make by just looking at towels. Let me show you some samples of some others. I absolutely love Novelty towels, and I actually have a lot of fabric with coffee cups on it like this. But I think this would be perfect and very unique to make a kitchen set by cutting out either one of these or two, something big enough to go on a pot holder or oven mitt. And this is really nice, and you could probably get 3 or 4 different fronts to them. Now on the back, I was using a quilting fabric on the back of the oven mitt and the pot holder. Now here's another seasonal one for summer. Isn't this fun? You could cut out this giant star or some of the fruits and make a really pretty kitchen set out of this. These are fabric napkins with a fall holiday theme to them. They were made out of fat quarters. Now napkins are really quick and easy to make, but I want to show you that you can also do semi-homemade napkins, and let me show you what I mean. If you like to watch cooking shows like my husband does, he loves The Pioneer Woman. And there's a lot of things you can buy at Walmart that have the Pioneer Woman theme on it. These are the napkins, and I absolutely love the Pioneer Woman themed things that they have for kitchens. What I did with this, because I needed something quick, was I just added a strip of ribbon at the bottom. Now I put it at both ends. You can just do it on one. So all you need to do is lay it across, and let me show you how I wrapped it around to the back. I laid the ribbon out just above where it was hemmed, and all I did was take about 1 inch of ribbon and wrapped it around to the back. And then on each side of the ribbon, I stitched close to the edge all the way across. And this probably takes 2 minutes per napkin. In one of my shopping hauls where I went to Joann Fabrics and Crafts, I went to the clearance section and I was able to get this roll of burlap. So it's 10 inches wide by 30 feet long, and the edges are finished on the long edges. On each end, they're not necessarily finished. So what I intend to do is put some fabric strips at each end just to add a little bit of a decorative edge, because this is going to be a table runner. Now let me show you fabric, burlap fabric that you can buy by the yard. This burlap, which I absolutely love the color, was purchased from Walmart, and it's by the yard. I forget how wide it is, but it's pretty wide. If you wanted to cut a table runner out of this, and you only wanted it very narrow, your edges are going to be left unbound. One of the things you can do is cut fabric strips to cover the ends. But another solution you can do, and this is Wright's double fold bias tape, and it's a 1/2 inch wide. Here is what it is when it's folded up, and then you open it up, and the reason why it's double folded is that the raw edges are folded in, and then you fold it over again. So you can take this, cut your edges straight, and you can actually cover up any raw edges that you have. I want to take a closer look at this bias tape and show you something that I discovered on it. Now, something that I noticed, I don't know if it was intended this way at the factory when it was made, but every package of bias tape I've had has this one unique feature. When you fold it in half, if you get in real close, Mr. Cameraman, you can see that the edge I just folded over does not meet the other side. And that's a really nice feature because when you go to insert, let's say your burlap, you put it, let me open this up, sorry. You put it inside here and you push it all the way up against the fold. You lay this over. You want to make sure that the short side is on top where you're stitching, because when you go to stitch along this top edge here, it will catch the bottom edge. So like again, I don't know if that was intended, but it's a great happy mistake. This is going to be just a great big tablescape. So how I'm introducing this more into my design, remember I'm thinking about putting it at each end of the burlap, but I'm also going to make a giant square, really large, that will be laid over the top. And you can see this has kind of a fall theme to it because of all the rust colors in it. Well, I'm also thinking about using this yellow rickrack as a decorative either edge or some other design that I would put on it. And this set here is a really inexpensive way, either buy it by the yard or if you can find this on clearance. Now you can get this all over the internet. It's probably going to be a little pricey. This is probably going to be a little easier, but you have to finish off all the edges on this thing. Just as we were getting ready to end the video and just do our ending section, it started to pour really hard outside. The rain is really coming down, and it's the summer, and it's been a wet summer for us. So if you're hearing a roar, that's what it is. Well, I hope that this tip of the week inspired you to try different things and gave you some creative ideas to make either things for yourself or gifts for other people. Remember, in sewing and crafts, there are no rules, there's just suggestions. So if you have a suggestion or some unique way of doing something that you've been successful at, please leave a comment below your YouTube screen. Also, there will be links listed below your YouTube screen if you're interested in doing some of the projects that I have discussed in this tip of the week. And also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and check out my Facebook page. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and happy sewing. If you like the Sewing Room channel, one of the best ways to show your support is to subscribe by clicking on that red subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to click on share to share this video with your friends. And make sure you click on the bell so you receive notifications for all my new videos. I'm Cheryl, this is Manny, and this is Scotty. See you next time.